So how can you get monetized on Facebook? I actually just got monetized for the first time and it took 9 days to get there. But the reason I want to make this video is because Facebook doesn't actually tell you what you have to do to get monetized. And from what I've heard, I've talked to 2 or 3 different people who've taught a lot of students how to actually get monetized on Facebook, and the average had been about 30 days. So my expectation was I was just going to grind for 30 days and eventually get there. But the fact that I was able to do it in 9 days means I was able to do something a little different than what other people were doing. So in this video, Facebook hadn't put out 100% that this is what you do, but considering I did it in about a third of the time of what most people are doing, I wanted to go through the 10 things that I think I did that could help you get monetized significantly faster. So let's go through these. Number one, and I think this one was a massive part of it, because what Facebook cares about, first of all, once you get monetized, how you're going to make money, but also like they want to see this so they monetize you, is engagement. And you'll see a little bit of a pattern of this throughout. If your content is getting more engagement, Facebook is more likely to actually monetize you. Because again, that's how they make money, right? That's how their advertisers make money, is you actually keeping people on the platform. That means, and the way that is most obvious is through engagement. That's likes, that's comments, that's conversations. So what I ended up doing was joining a challenge. It was a 90-day challenge of a ton of people who were all trying to grow on Facebook together. So I have a link in the description if you want to go see it. Here's a full review. Here's actually bonuses that I give out. So I will personally help you get monetized. All that's covered in the video. I don't want to repeat that in this video. But the real benefit of the challenge is, again, right now it's like 60 to 70 people who are all working together to grow. So let's say you and like 10 of them, maybe more, depends on how active everybody is, of course, are like really serious about growing together. So when they post something, you like it, you comment, you have a conversation with them occasionally, you share their stuff. And then you get this reciprocal nature of like, hey, I'm doing this for you, you're doing this for me. We're both just going to grow faster together. So if you just do decide to join the challenge through the link below, I have a few things. So like I'll personally share up to 10 pieces of your content. And then there's some other stuff there. But on top of these, like I'm going to also bring you into the group chat that I have with a few of these people, and how we're sharing content daily, and just some other opportunities for you to grow faster. So if you're really serious about getting monetized on Facebook, this is such a good way to do it. So you're actually guaranteed engagement from day one, because otherwise, and I think this is one of the reasons people like take 30+ days, is you just have to hope the algorithm pumps it out to people who will like and share your content. This allows you to guarantee you're going to get like a base level of likes and shares and comments as you get started. So that was the first thing. Number two is a very high volume of posts. So let me kind of show you my dashboard. So I started the challenge right here. This was just like a couple personal random posts that did get some views, but I wasn't like serious. I wasn't like thinking about growing to Facebook at this point. I really used to not post on Facebook at all. This must have been something like my wife and kid or something. But again, I'm posting like 2-3 times through these days. I got serious right here, and this is when I actually started the challenge and started seriously posting on Facebook. And what you can see is my posting volume. First day, only 7 posts, 4,800 views. But after that, 21 views, or 22 pieces of content, you can see on the right side. 62 pieces of content, 42 pieces, 78, 66, 75, 66. So one of the best things I heard, because I'm very well aware now, like platforms used to penalize you for overposting. It's just not true anymore. I mean, I know this very heavily. When I was doing TikTok Shop Affiliate, we were putting up over 20 posts a day per page that we were running, because they don't care about a lot of posts as long as the posts are still getting engagement, right? So if you're putting up a lot of posts and no one's liking, commenting, sharing anything, that signals to the algorithm that it's spam, that it's like not good quality. Then they don't like it. But as long as you're still getting engagement with these numbers, which you can guarantee by being in a challenge, as long as you're getting engagement on these, they love it. Like, and now this just allows more of your content to get out. So I have another video. This one right here, I highly recommend watching this video, because in this one, I go through everything I'm doing to grow like every strategy I'm doing. So this is more nuanced on like the types of posts I'm making. This is more of like my workflow. So for example, how am I doing 62 pieces of content, right? That sounds ridiculous. Well, I'll batch 15 to 20 pieces that are kind of about the same thing and then schedule them out for a week to 2 weeks. And this allows me within a very short period of time to start bulk posting content. And the other thing that I highly recommend is there's an option. I should have pulled it up before this video, but you have to go look it up. There's an option in your settings to make sure every post gets shared onto your story. So when you're seeing 62 pieces of content, that's a combination of how many I've posted, how many of those got reposted to my story, and then shares of other people's content. But the basic strategy is I have all of my YouTube videos that I pull from. I grab the transcripts. I'll have 15 variations written up of that post, and then I'll spread it out, maybe do 2 a day for however many posts I have. But there are a lot of other strategies that I'm using. Again, go watch that video. That'll cover the different types of videos that I'm making. But highly recommend, just find a way to get a lot of content out. I know that seems overwhelming, and you definitely don't have to start there. But I think a big piece of me getting monetized as fast as I did is I got so much content out, and the volume of content allowed me to get more engagement. And it wasn't even guessing, like it was guaranteed engagement because I have a community of other people doing the same thing. Use an aged account. So I think this was a big benefit for me as well, because again, like this was just personal, right? So I had normal followers, friends from high school. I had people I grew up with, people I've gone to church with, like all of these people who the account's just been around for a long time. So the benefits of that, it's not like I just spun it up today and now I'm starting from scratch. I've never had any engagement before. Using an aged account is just helpful. So there's actually a post on my, here, I'll pull it up, on my account. When I started switching it over to a business account from a regular account, I actually made this because I had so many people who would be completely uninterested in these types of posts because they've known me forever, but they don't care about like the business stuff I do. They just care about my personal. So one of these days you're going to notice I unfriended you on Facebook, and I want to know, it's only because I love you enough not to force you to see my business post. Dad, don't worry, Mom. You can stay. Dad, to be determined. Wife, you're stuck. First of all, it's a little bit of a funny post for people coming to my channel for the first time. And it's like, oh, he's relatable. Like, he's human. He's not just like throwing out AI slop all over the place, which I'm very against. But, and this also allowed like everyone who's about to see that I just unfollowed them because I don't use Facebook that often before. So they see like why I unfollowed them. There's even family who I've unfollowed. They'll realize it one day. And I just have this post sitting there for them. So using an aged account when possible. You're also like under the terms of service of Amazon, not allowed to have 2 personal accounts. So there's also just no reason to risk it. And because I didn't use Facebook a lot personally before, it just made sense to switch it over to a business account, and just having the age on it, I think helped me get monetized faster. Number 4, this one was interesting because Facebook is all about engagement. So what I did was I boosted posts using engagement. So what you can do is you can go up here and click advertise and now boost Facebook content, and then go find a post that you want to boost. I did both ways. So if you have done any Facebook marketing before, I did a couple that were specifically in my ad account. I did others that were boosted. In fact, let me see if it shows the ones I've already done. No, see, this is just all the posts that I could go to and then click to boost that content. But I tried it inside the ad manager and I tried it separately. I think the ad manager has performed a little bit better. I need to go back and look. I haven't actually looked at the last couple days. The first day of the ad manager versus boosts, the ad manager was better. But again, I need to go follow up on that data. If you're familiar with the ad manager, I'd probably recommend using that instead. But honestly, the actual engagement numbers were the same. So when I did look, it was like 3 cents per engagement on the boosted post. I think I had 2 boosted on Facebook Manager and 2 boosted just straight from account. And they weren't super off. So Manager, I had one that was at 2 cents and one that was 11 cents per engagement. And then just one day in on the boosted, I think I had like 3 and maybe 7 or 8. So maybe one's not better than the other, but I do think, I don't think it's a significant enough difference. If you're not familiar with Ad Manager, just use the boost inside. And when I say I boosted it, I did like $3 a day because all I was trying to do was just get a little bit of extra engagement. If something got a lot of momentum, I could take it off and hopefully it would keep carrying itself organically. This is something I actually learned from an agency with Instagram. You just do a small boost to see if people like it. And like the boost gets it out to more people. If they actually engage, then the algorithm will take it from there. So again, $3 a day for like 2 or 3 days is just a fine way to take a few pieces of your favorite content. Make sure it is good content. Your absolute best content I would use engagement posts for. A variety of posts. I'm not going to go through every single type again because we cover a lot of it in this video. But you can see there's a lot of variety. So I have this one, which is a very unique, like very, very different. So this is like a software that I'm using that I talk about in that other video. Then I have, these are like a thumbnail post. So here is, oh, this is actually a thread post. So this is an image from the video I was just telling you about. And then down here, I do like the thread option of like, I mean, basically you can kind of thread on any social media account. So I do a lot of those. I do straight threads, which is a black screen, black text, and then a straight thread under it. And then what I found is just really good, and this makes sense, is like actually personal posts. So those are the ones that I schedule out, or the threads, or the thumbnail ones. A lot of stuff like that, I'm just going to go ahead and spread out across weeks. And then every day when I'm going to come in, it's just as I have thoughts. So I got monetized. So I just took a screenshot of the thing that said you're eligible for monetization and said, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to go down. I had a lot like this. So let's see. Here's one where I said just shy of 6K today. So again, because a lot of people are growing on Facebook, they're seeing your results and what you're doing. Sharing that kind of stuff is super relatable. I can't use words this morning. It's still early. But those kind of things are just going to get a lot of engagement because they are more personal by nature. So those are a few things. I actually just dropped a video in the challenge where I walked through every one of these videos. So again, if you join the challenge, you can see that video as well. Next is comment and share other accounts. This is what I put it, commented and shared other accounts. So even ones that aren't in the challenge, I've gotten really good about just like, I don't recommend doing like a scatter approach where you do it with everybody. I recommend finding 5, 10, 15, 20. Maybe the first time just going through your timeline and anyone who's making content like you, just comment. And as you find 5, 10, 15 people who always reply, and then they'll come back and they'll comment on some of your stuff, just like notice that person and continue to engage with them. Because the truth is they're just recognizing I'm in a growth phase, you're in a growth phase, let's just grow together. And so that does just organically happen. And again, when conversations start on these posts, that's increasing engagement. Facebook likes it. And so identifying people who are doing the same thing you are is just going to help you grow faster. Next, make sure you apply. So it's different on the phone versus the desktop. So I'm just going to walk you through what you're going to do. So when you go to the Facebook app, you're going to go to the professional dashboard. Actually, we're going to talk about that one first. Which one is it? I think it's this one. Switch to professional. So there's an option on Facebook. I think this is, I'm trying to remember how to do this. I feel like it's these 3 buttons right here. Yeah. So here's turn off professional mode. If you haven't turned off professional, or if you're not professional mode, this will say turn on professional mode right here. That just allows you to have a dashboard and some of the professional analytics that you'll need. All the stuff I've been looking at in here is inside of my professional dashboard. So what you're going to do is once you have that professional dashboard, I'm gonna do it on my phone. You're gonna go there. At the top, you're gonna see home, insights, content, engagement. You're gonna scroll over to monetization. And then scroll down, and you're probably going to see one that says not available yet as the header. Actually, let me see if I can, I don't think that's going to show up. Sorry, that probably looks awful. But you can see down here, it says not yet available. And for me right now, that's subscriptions and storefront. Just before content monetization was also down there. So what you can do, I'll do this with subscriptions. I clicked on subscriptions, and you see a big, hopefully you can see at least the idea of it. Down here, there's a big blue button that says interested. So you click I'm interested, and then it just says like, why should we consider you? And it won't allow you in at that point, but it will, like you're supposed to just go ahead and do it before they allow you in. I'm actually going to do it on subscriptions today because it's kind of funny that I don't think they would have let me in content monetization if I hadn't identified that I was interested. So make sure you do that. Because like they haven't let me in subscriptions yet, and the only reason I assume that is because I haven't showed them that I'm interested. So make sure to apply and switch on professional mode. Now, do you need to remove previous friends? So one of my issues was this first day. The first day, the reason I showed you on this, I actually didn't do many posts, but one of those posts was this one. So this one got a lot of engagement from like old friends and stuff because I don't post very often. So when I do post, people are like, oh, what's going on? Jake never posts. So this one got a lot of engagement. Basically, as I was just telling people like, hey, I might start unfriending you. But the issue is going to become over time with all of those friends on there, as I started publishing more and more and more business content, they just weren't going to be interested in it, right? Like they might be the first couple because it's new and what's going on and is Jake hacked, the classic question. But over time, they're not going to engage on these posts. So I wanted to remove them so they weren't constantly seeing it. There's actually a software. I'll put it down in the description as well. I'm going to do a full review on this. I haven't done it yet. But the software is called Social Prospector Pro. And what it allows you to do is you can basically select all and it will start going through all of your friends list and deleting them. You can only do I think it's between 200 and 300 a day, but that allowed me to do it a lot faster than manually getting rid of everyone. So that will be down in the description, and eventually I will do a review on it on my second channel if you want to see how it works, but it's very, very simple. Highly recommend it. You can almost do the entire thing just on the free trial. And then if you want to keep it after that, it's just up to you. Lastly, schedule your posts. You need that consistency. So for example, yesterday I was not able to post. I wasn't home very much. But I already had 37 pieces of content scheduled to go out. Obviously, half of that I had scheduled. The other half got doubled up into stories. So this allows you to get a lot of content out when you're actually planning ahead. Otherwise, I would have had 2 posts on here yesterday because I just didn't have time to sit down and post. So make sure you're scheduling out so you can keep the consistency and you're not overwhelmed on days where you just don't have time to post. So these are the things that I think helped me get monetized so fast. Highly recommend trying them out. Again, also highly recommend watching this video as I go over the actual posts, the types of posts that I'm creating, my actual workflow. I talk about how I'm using Claude, how I used to use ChatGPT, made the switch specifically because Facebook content is so much better with Claude. But if you have any questions about any of this, let me know down in the description. And I hope you're able to get monetized very quickly using this strategy. Hope you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.